And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we hear about the first Adventist minister from outside the United States who helped the church expand beyond North America into Switzerland and Germany.
On July 13, 1920, one of the most significant of Adventist pioneers, but one of whom you may never have heard, passed away. Jakob Erzberger died in Switzerland. Jakob had been born near the city of Basel in German-speaking Switzerland on March 31, 1843. Having grown up in poverty, at age 21 he became a Protestant preacher. In 1867, Erzberger encountered a group of Adventists, a church planted by the Polish-American Michael Berliner Tchaikovsky in 1867 in Tramelan in French-speaking Switzerland. On a preaching tour, Jakob's trousers needed mending. The tailor he went to near Tramelan was an Adventist and gave him a Bible study. Baptized in 1868, Erzberger became one of the two elders of the small company of Adventists at Tramelan. They believed that they were the only ones in the entire world with their beliefs, until the other elder, Albert Vuillumière, found a copy of the Review and Herald left by Tchaikovsky. To their astonishment, the Tramelan Adventists learned of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in North America, something the eccentric Tchaikovsky had failed to mention. In 1869, Jakob Erzberger was sent to Battle Creek, Michigan to establish contact with the church. He became the first official delegate from outside North America to a General Conference session, and was welcomed in the home of James and Ellen White. In 1870, Jakob Erzberger was ordained as a Seventh-day Adventist minister by James White and John N. Andrews at the Massachusetts camp meeting. He was the first Adventist minister who was not an American. Erzberger was commissioned to go back to do mission work in Europe. In 1874, when J. N. Andrews went as the first Seventh-day Adventist missionary to Switzerland, Erzberger worked closely with him. And for decades, before and after Andrews, who died in 1883, Jakob conducted evangelistic meetings and prophecy seminars across Switzerland and in Germany. During his 50 years of service, Jakob Erzberger was instrumental in building up the fledgling Adventist presence in Europe. He is known to have produced and published the first indigenous German Adventist tracts. Although he had rarely held major organizational or leadership responsibilities, the sacrificial efforts of Erzberger played key roles in the grounding and establishing of Adventism in its earliest years in Europe. You can read more about Jakob Erzberger's life at encyclopedia.adventist.org. That was This Week in Adventist History.